Hello viewers, welcome back to my technology channel on YouTube, GTech. Here is a very interesting video to those people who are into electronics, especially to those people who are students of electronics and also who are into hobby electronics. So in this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to make PCBs at home. PCB means printed circuit board. So I'm going to demonstrate step by step how to make a single-sided PCB at home. So that is the simplest version. So basically my circuit is a through hole type circuit. So for which I'm going to make a PCB. So without wasting much time, let me start with the demonstration. So let's look into all those things that are required to make PCB at home. So the first thing that is required is the design of the PCB itself. That was a soft copy. So in my case, for this demonstration, I used a software called as EasyEDA to first of all design the PCB, and then I have exported it as a PDF file. So I'm going to print that in 1:1 ratio while making the PCB. So this is very important. So of course, obviously, depending on the size of the design, the next thing that we require is the printed copper clad board. So I have cut this copper clad board to exactly match the size of my design. Okay, so for example, I have cut this from a larger copper clad board such as this. Okay, so that is one thing. So these copper clad boards have been thoroughly washed using soap, and it has been cleaned using a scrubber. So that is because we need to remove all the dirt and any traces of oil from this when we are making the PCB. So that is the next thing. So two things are over. The third thing that we require is called as a toner transfer paper. This is very, very important. So you can't use regular ordinary paper to make PCB. So we need a special kind of paper called as toner transfer paper. So the yellow sheet that you are seeing here is a toner transfer paper. So it's available online. So if you are unable to procure this, you can also use something called as a photo paper. So photo papers are widely available in the local market. So usually they are used to print photos. So if you are unable to procure toner transfer papers, you can purchase photo paper. So this is done. So next thing that we require is also very important. So we need a laser printer. Okay, so we can't use a regular inkjet printer for making the PCBs. So this is very important. So if you don't have a laser printer, you can go outside and get it done from printed from a DTP shop outside. So even that is possible. So that is the next requirement. So next we require a iron box. So this is a regular iron box that we use at home for ironing the clothes. So that is the next thing. So next thing that we require is the chemical. So we need ferric chloride. So you can see here. So I have a bottle of ferric chloride here. So this is a big bottle that I purchased because it's cost effective. So if you go to hobby stores, you get the same chemical but in smaller bottles. So but those are expensive. So I bought this from a chemical shop rather. So that is the next thing that we require. So we also need a small container, plastic container, so to use the chemical and etch the PCB. So this container should be slightly larger than the size of the PCB that you are going to make. Okay, so that's about the container. So next, after printing the PCBs, after making the PCBs, we need to drill holes. So for which we need a drilling machine. So I have a very small size PCB drilling machine here. So it's a manual drill. So I'm going to use this, or I also have a motorized drill. So if you have that also, even that's fine. And then for this we need bits of drilling bits of different sizes. For example, as you can see here, sorry, as you can see here, it's a drill bit which is used for drilling PCBs. So similarly, I have drill bits of different sizes ranging from 0.5 mm to 1.5 mm. So depending on the hole I have decided on the PCB, I'm going to select the size of the bit. So that is with respect to drill bits. And finally we need some safety materials. So we need a pair of gloves. So regular rubber ones are fine. That is available in medical stores. Okay, so that's more surgical gloves. I'm talking about surgical gloves, so that's enough. So other than that, like if you have a mask, so that will also be useful, because if any fumes are coming from the chemical reaction, so you will be protecting yourself from that. So like safety glasses, definitely whenever you are working with dangerous things, or say even with slightest of danger, so it's better to have a safety glass. So other than that, you might need some this is a permanent marker. I may use it or I may not use it, so this for touch-up purposes. So other than that, I may I will require a metal scale, or any scale, any ruler for that matter. So I think it's pretty much it. So with these things we can start making the PCB. So let's start with the demonstration of making the PCB. Next 2-3 steps are very crucial and important, so please do not skip this part. So here on my PC I have the design of the PCB in a PDF document which I exported from EasyEDA. That is the software that I used for designing this PCB. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to print this in 1:1 format on a regular A4 size white sheet. This is very important, regular A4 size white sheet. So let's do it. Print. So here is my laser printer. So I have the printed format here. Okay, so this is the first step. So the second step is very crucial and important. So as you can see here, I have a toner transfer paper here. I could have printed the design on this sheet itself directly, but in order to save the paper, because a toner transfer paper is a bit expensive and also it is a bit difficult to procure. So for that reason, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this paper, that is toner transfer paper, into a size slightly bigger than the requirement of the PCB. For that reason, actually I printed it on a white sheet. So here as you can see, I've already cut the toner transfer paper to a size slightly bigger than the design. So it's very important, so you will get to know because in a what do you call, from a single sheet of toner transfer paper, actually I can make several PCBs. Okay, so that is the advantage. So this is the step 2. So in step 3, what I have done is, so whatever toner transfer paper I had cut, so I'm pasting it on the design that I printed on the white sheet. You can see here. So you can use a sellotape also, or you can use some glue in order to paste this. So this is very important, an important third step. So in the 4th step, we are going to print the design on the pasted toner transfer paper. Okay, so let's do it. So I'm going to give the print command. Super. So as you can see here, the design is now printed on the toner transfer paper, that is the cut sheet. So now I can actually remove the pasted toner transfer sheet. I had applied a very light glue, so as you can see here, it has printed superbly. So in the step 5, so what I have done is I have cut the toner transfer paper, so on which we have printed the design, to the exact size of the PCB. Okay, as you can see. So now what I'm going to do is, I have already preheated the iron box. So now I'm going to place this toner paper with the design on the copper clad board. Okay, like see, as you can see here, I have just placed it, and then I would iron on this. So as you can see, so we need to do this for about a couple of minutes. So don't put too much pressure, it's a bit hot. So every nook and corner of the paper you need to iron properly. So one other thing that I wish to say is, like, keep the temperature to the maximum on the iron box. The small portion actually came off. Let's see, we'll manage that. So for that reason we need to not press hard. So in the next step, what I'm going to do is, see here, in a container I have some water, cold water. So I'm going to put this into cold water and leave it like that for a few minutes. Just a couple of minutes is enough. So now after a few minutes I'm taking this out and I'm going to peel the paper slowly, very slowly. Very slowly. See, as you can see here, so it has come up reasonably well, but at some places like the toner might not have got transferred accurately. So in those places what we need to do is we need to take a permanent marker and then make corrections. So now if there are any areas on the PCB where the toner has not been transferred properly, what we can do is we can use a permanent marker and then make some corrections. So we can give a touch up. So even on this board there were a few places where there were problems, so I have corrected them. So this is one important step. So you can also use a lens, okay, to check if there are any anomalies. So for me it seems okay. So the next important step is to check if the design has been transferred correctly onto the copper clad board. So for that we will use a lens and see all the tracks and other areas for any mistakes. So okay, there were some mistakes actually. So what I did was I used a permanent marker such as this and made corrections to those areas. Okay, so in this way okay, now it seems all right. So after this the next step is to etch the board. So we will do that now. So now to etch the board, so we need to prepare the chemical. So I'm going to take the ferric chloride that I have here and then use a plastic spoon and transfer slowly. So immediately it's better to close this thing bottle. I think this is enough. So now let me put the board inside. And it will take some time. So in between, like for example, if we move the board like this, so it etches faster, something like this. So let's wait for some time and see what happens. So now the etching is complete. I'll just show it to you. So you can see here. So only in those areas where the toner has been transferred, so only those are existing now. All the other areas have been removed through chemical reaction. So in the next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash this using soap and clean water. So now what I have done is I've washed the PCB. I've used a metal scrubber to remove all the toner. Okay. So after removing the toner by using a metal scrubber, and subsequently I used a mild soap to wash it, and this is how the PCB looks. Spectacular. So the next or the last thing that I need to do is I need to drill the holes. So I will drill the holes and I will show you the final picture. So now we need to drill the holes on the PCB. So I'm going to use a motorized tool for the purpose. So let's do it. So done, if you can see here. Okay. So I will complete the process by drilling all the other holes. So after that, let us see like how we can assemble the components. So I have completed drilling all the holes. So you can check here. In the next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble the components. So after assembling the components, I would post a picture of the same. So that's all about this video. I hope it was an interesting one, at least for those people who are beginning with electronics. So if you like this video, please click on the like button. And if you want to receive notifications about my future videos, you can subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon. So that's all for now. Thank you.